Oops. My phone would help. Okay. Welcome, welcome. If you're here, go ahead and leave me a comment. That would be fantastic. There we go. Oh, my friend Cindy is watching. Well, my other friend Cindy. Okay, I'm gonna. Hi there. Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday night, and it's Wednesday. Hi, Cindy, the other Cindy. By the way, Cindy Sartain with Dare to Be Artsy. I did get your email. The answer to everything you said was yes, and I love what you were doing and live, and I'm happy to participate. So thank you. Hi, Beth. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Marianne. So just so you know, my friend Cynthia, the author, is here. So I'm going to make her super nervous and just start saying hi to 1,000 people and just get her so nervous. We can hear you laughing. Okay, she promised I didn't have to mute her. Anyway, I am so happy to be here, seated, present, all the things that my good friend says I need to be, because right now in my world, I have a lot going on. And I promise not to talk about this again, but this shenanigans is This shenanigans is happening tomorrow night. You won't see these again. You won't see just an insane amount of pictures from me. I'm done bragging about my kids. I'm kidding. I'm not done bragging about my kids. But after tomorrow, they graduate. And I'm happy to say I'll be getting to hear my son's speech, and life is good. But it's going to be a really long day, and I'm just ready to be here tonight and talk about some good stuff. So I would love to hear or have you say hi, maybe where you're from. And yes, my good friend is here, and we got all connected. She's been sitting in the same location since last weekend, since she was afraid we wouldn't be able to get connected. But we will wait till 5:30 to bring her on. In the meantime, we have 5 minutes. You can go ahead and ask any questions. This is tea in my glass, not wine. And there's no Baileys. I drink it black. So, happy to answer any questions. Hi, Anne. Hi, Anne. Oh, lots of Anns. Hi, Deb. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everybody. Hi, Leslie. Oh, this is fantastic. Love that you're all here, and love that the viewers are going up. So I'm really into like personal development stuff, and I've always kind of said that personal development goes along with the art journaling and everything we do. So from time to time, I will have artists, I will have people who inspire me, probably particularly women. No offense to those men. You are welcome to come out of the woodwork, especially the young single ones. I will also take the old rich guys 1 foot on a banana peel. Totally fine by me. Kidding. I'm kidding. And for those of you who message me and tell me that you have a really nice son in my age range, I would like to thank you, because I'm realizing this might be the better place than any dating website. Good. Lisa from Colorado, Laura from Southern California, Beth from Oh How I Hate Ohio. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, Beth. Oh, I think Cindy is from Ohio. Cindy, say yes.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Hey, you're supposed to be quiet. I'm only allowed to say that because I'm from Michigan, and I went to a Big Ten school, and I have 2 Cindys from Ohio who are both my friends. One is viewing and one is being interviewed. So this is fantastic. And just so you know, my friend Cindy Sartain, who is on here, is the owner and artist, creator, designer of Dare to Be Artsy, which is the company that I have my stamps through. Oh, Teresa just said, go Buckeyes. Teresa, I'm sorry. For unfortunate reasons, we are going to have to block you. I'm kidding. I love her. So it's 5:26, and I won't even introduce her. Oh, Beth just said, I'm friends with Cindy. Cindy, the author. We have a lot of Cindy's going on, but I cannot call Cindy Farmwell, I cannot call her Cynthia, even though that's what she wrote on her book. I cannot call her Cynthia. This is the book we're talking about today. And look at me. I wrote notes. I wrote notes that probably will keep us here until 11 p.m. And I even wrote extra notes on it. So, hi, Loretta. I'm so glad you made it. And Dare to be Artsy is dare to go ahead, Cindy, tell that. Say how to spell it. That way I don't mess it up. I like your precious Spartans too, just not the other team. We don't like the other team either. I don't like the other team. And just so you know, today I had to relinquish and put my air conditioning on because I was working in my office all day and started to break a sweat, and now I'm drinking hot tea. So if that thing doesn't kick on, my menopause is going to go nuts, and we're all going to be in hot water. Thank you. Dare to be artsy. Okay, while we're sitting here, I am going to give you the link to... I'm going to give you the link to this because later on I will post these links. Oh, I hope I can add a comment. Oh, the Bay Area. It's got to be hot there too. It's really hot here. I'm going to give the link to maybe Anne. Anne, could you copy that link? Well, you already bought the book, Anne, so I guess I don't have to tell you how to go buy the book. But if you could every so often pop that on there. I don't even know if I gave the right link, but maybe Anne. Maybe Anne will help me out. For those of you who are curious about how to get the book we're going to talk about, it's available on Amazon. I don't make any money off of this other than when my friend makes it big and she goes on a book tour, she is going to visit, or she is going to invite me. That's the only thing I ask. Wait a minute. She probably hung up by now. She's being so quiet. I actually have to make sure she's still there. Yep, I see her. Hi, Pam Williams. Thank you, Anne. Anne, anytime I mention anything, just read my mind and type that out. She's really good. Just so you know, Anne is our community ambassador on my membership group. And so she is officially on the non-payroll, just like me. And if you are new and have never been here, or if you are just watching and not logged in and you don't want to say hi, totally fine. You can lurk all you want. But if you do want to say hi and engage, we would love it. We would love it. This is probably my most favorite thing to do, is to be live and engage with you real time. This is really happening. I debated interviewing Cindy via a recording and being able to edit it if we needed to, but I decided we would just do it live and just go for it. Loretta said that she purchased the Kindle version. Thank you, Loretta. I'm sure Cindy appreciates that. She'll be able to say that in a minute when I allow her to speak. There's a translator. Oh, there's a translator that am I off? Or is it like one of those movies where, and the mouth then finally moves? Yeah, Patricia, this gives you guys the opportunity. I even could have I could have interviewed her, recorded it, and aired it, and then I could have just sat here. But I really want to have that engagement and that personalization. And Pat Bosovich said, greetings to my spirit sister, which I'm sure is Cindy and not me. But I would like to apply to be a spirit sister. I thought that sounds amazing. Okay, so it's 5:30 on the nose. I am here to talk about this book. It's called God Uttering Truths, and God Uttering Truths. Get that? I love that. When she told me, I was super excited about it, and we're going to talk about every aspect of this. I'm going to tell you that Cindy is my friend, and now I get to call her my friend who's an author, which is even better. I used to work with Cindy, and I met her through work, and it was an instant connection. I think there's sometimes you meet somebody and you just go, oh my God, like we have so much to talk about. We're going to really have to cover a lot. So you're probably going to feel that in this next half hour, 45 minutes, that we talk really fast, laugh a lot, and I don't plan on editing that out because we're live. So I'm happy to call her friend. I'm also happy to call her mentor. Through the years, through the months, through the whatever, she knows my story. I have called her and gotten what I would call an unbiased opinion, unknowing that she was writing a book. I didn't know she had all that in her. I mean, I knew she had it in her, but I didn't know how much she had in her. And so without further ado, I'm going to hopefully introduce my friend and the author. There she is, Cindy. Say your full name, Cindy.
Cindy Farnwald Helrich. Now the reason, I go by Cindy, as you know. The reason I named it, I used Cynthia. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. The reason I used the Cynthia was for my mom, because she liked that name. So that's the reason it's up there. The Farnwald's a connection to my boys. So.
And she
anyways,
is married a couple years, year, two? What?
Yep.
Okay. And I really do love her fella who's probably listening to her in the background and beaming with pride, because that's kind of how he operates. And I do really adore him and I adore them. But we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about you, and we're here to talk about this book. And so I did mention we work together. And I can tell you that I remember we talked about this the other day. When we met, we were walking behind a coworker, and it was like, oh my God, we were just talking uncontrollably. And then she said, oh, my name on Instagram is Cindy So Positive. And I'm like, oh my God, Tracy's so negative. No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that. So it was just one of those moments where that whole weekend we had just the most tremendous time. And when she left, I was like, oh, there goes my friend, not my coworker. I don't speak for Cindy, but I'm sure she feels the same way.
I tell people all the time, when we met, we were instant friends. I go, sometimes you meet people and you just instantly connect, and you are definitely one of those people. And I feel blessed that we've connected and that you've been in my life that many years. I mean, we've not seen each other that often for all the stuff we've been through, if you think about it.
Don't make me cry in the first 2 minutes. Okay. So I did keep notes, and I'm not the best interviewer in the world, but I did keep notes. One of the things that I want to talk to you about in this book. So first off, I'm going to tell everybody, whether you have the book or not, it's a fast read. It has fast chapters, and Cindy gave me the reason behind that, which is
that I did it on purpose because that's what I like. People don't have time to sit and read, and I think of women a lot. We're so busy. Who's got time to sit and read a chapter that's 10 pages long? Because you stop midway, and when you come back, you forgot what you read, and you got to go back. I wanted people to get it. I wanted to cut to the chase. I don't like, as you can tell through the book, I don't tell a lot. I just cut to it and tell you what needs to be done and how you need to change, and then, or not change, but be better. And then I give you the questions to self-search. It's basically to get a relationship book on getting to know yourself and getting to know others and have a relationship with God. And if you don't believe in God, which I know there's many people out there that don't, whatever God is to you, there's a higher being, your intuition, whatever you want to call that gut. For me, it's definitely God. So I use God in my book because God led me through this whole thing. It came about as a journey, a 100-day Operation Kindness journey. And I took notes every night. I journaled. At the end, I just sat down and I took the notes and went through the stories and I compiled some of them, and then I just sat, and I'm telling you, the whole thing was God-led. I just sat and started typing, and it came out. And the questions came about the 4th chapter in. I went back and started adding questions because it was like, it needs to be more of a workbook. It needs to be so I can help them to see what is inside you. You have so much power inside of you, and you are gifted with so much. And I just want people to know that.
She's talking.
Why are you smiling
Everybody,
like
she's
that?
talking to me. She's totally talking to me. No, I'm kidding. That was one of the questions when I asked her, because I have faith. I was raised with faith. But one thing that I've always felt like, when you put God in the title, you will, it can be polarizing. It can be polarizing one way or the other. But one thing that she does talk about is God not being, say, in a building. The one thing I thought, and I can't remember this, it was almost like God was within, but it can be anything. It can be anything that you have faith in and make that connection with. Did I get that right?
Right. Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Okay, just so Cindy can tell, when I read a book, I flag things and highlight, and most of this was read on a treadmill. So I was like, running and doing that. So I appreciated the short chapters, and I appreciated the other thing I loved is she mentioned this. It's in kind of a workbook form. So at the end of every small chapter are a list of questions. Now, she really talks about investing and doing the work and answering those questions. I'm going to raise my hand and say, I did not answer them, or because I'm so busy, but I did on occasion. So at the end, like, here's one. Do you have someone in your life that inspires you and helps you be a better person? I actually wrote Cindy. So that was good. And then the next question was, do you attempt to inspire others? And I wrote, yes. So those for me were really easy. But I decided, since it was a quick read, that I would read it, and then I would utilize the questions in my own journal to go back and then do the questions so that I'm present. Because I also was reading this on a treadmill and discovered that writing on a treadmill is not the best idea, because I almost had it off the bed. So I appreciated that she made it really interactive. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into some questions for Cindy. And one thing, a lot of this in this book hit me. It hit me hard because I've gone through some troubled times. Life is not always smooth sailing. And if you get through it with smooth sailing, give me the secret. Write a book. I'm kidding. Cindy talks about forgiving yourself and the importance of going easy on yourself. Any recommendations that you have, my wise friend, that without 4 to 5 years of counseling that seemed to allow me to forgive myself? Is there anything that you could add to that about forgiveness?
Yeah, if you have to forgive yourself, and that's probably the hardest person to forgive, because if you don't forgive, you really can't move forward, and you can't grow. No matter what you've done, no matter what it is and how bad it is, God will forgive you, first of all. Second of all, for you to, if you've learned something from that experience, and you've grown, that's all we're here on this earth for, is to grow. So if we grow, we've succeeded. I mean, no one's perfect. We're all going to screw up. We're all going to make mistakes. Even in the book, I've listed many of mine, and I even say, with the best intentions, I still mess up. On that one journey of going down the street, I'm going this way. It's like, I'm supposed to be listening to my gut, and it's like, what was wrong with me that day? I ended up listening, but it's like, even with your best of intentions, you still mess up.
Ugh.
And it's like, we got to forgive ourselves, because you cannot move forward, and you can't be everything, your total purpose, unless you forgive yourself.
Ugh. Okay, you just hit on 10 things I need to ask. Okay, you mentioned about your journey, your
Hmm.
100-day journey. Do you want to give a snippet without giving the whole book away, but why you went on that and what you did?
Okay, so the journey was every morning I pray and I meditate. And one morning it just came upon my heart to go out because my prayer was I wanted to help people. So it was just go out and help people. Go see what you can do. Listen to your gut and do it. See what you can do. So I started on July 27th, and I went out. And the first day I went everywhere but my neighborhood. And then at the end of the night I went for a walk in the neighborhood, and that's when I met the first person on my journey. And it was just the whole concept was I had to listen to my gut. If my gut told me to go down a road, I had to go down that road. If I, like it was almost like absent-mindedly I did things. Words came out of my mouth that I was like, "Who the heck just said that?" But it was just all I prayed about it, went out the door, and that was the result. And every day I did it. I mean, some days I met no one. Some days there was nobody there. But I learned something on every journey, and then I would come back and just journal about it. And because this was God's work. I really felt like I was doing God's work at this point. And because it was put on my heart after praying and meditating to go about doing this. And I just feel stronger and closer to Him than I ever did. My relationship with God is where it should have been, I wish, when I was 18 years old
When you were my
instead of
age? When you were my age?
when I was your age, yeah. Not my age.
Okay,
I wish I was.
just so you know, Cindy, I never ask a woman her age. What is your age? I asked her if I could ask.
I'm 66. Yes.
I asked her if I
And
could ask.
and you know what? Pardon me?
I did ask if I could
You
ask.
did. You did it. And I don't mind. I always tell you my age, I won't tell you my weight. I mean, that's my line. I won't tell you what I weigh, but I'll give you my age.
She
But
is.
I just feel like I wish I would have known this when I was younger. I would have been probably a better mother, a better daughter, a better friend, a better everything. But it's just part of life. It's what you learn, and as you grow, you learn more, and you become a better person.
Well, and you're
And I
talking
just
about that because I'm a mom. I'm a busy mom. I don't know, teacher of something, I guess. I notice through art journaling when I do that stuff and I make that connection, which you talk about meditation, which we'll talk about. I hate that word. But when we talk about that word, I feel like when I make those connections and when, like you said, that connection with God, connection with whatever, the lamppost, whatever, and you're present, you show up better for other people. You show up better for your kids. You show up better for work. You show up better for maybe
yeah.
inspiring others. By the way, there's a lot of 60 somethings that seem to be on your side right now.
They're probably all my friends.
So I don't
Yay!
know if the Cindy fan club is here, but there seems to be many that are excited that you are 66. So I I do want to say something about Cindy that in many talks, and I'm not, I refuse to cry. But one thing that I've learned, and just in talking to her, is always to slow down and listen. I'm not great at that. And she talks about meditation. And I use the word morning meditation with my art journaling. But I am not really good at stopping, listening, slowing down, and like, I don't know, whatever. Like the thought of any of that. First off, I would mentally drive myself nuts if I have to sit. Now, that's me personally. And Cindy talks about her struggle, which I'll let her speak. But one thing I do am very mindful of is that when I'm drawing, doodling, whatever, it is a form of meditation. I was the kid in school who drew all over her notebook or did a crossword puzzle or did something while the instructor was instructing because it slowed me down. It doesn't mean I'm not listening and I'm trying to be rude, but what do you mean when you say meditation?
It's just basically you calm your spirit. You're just calming down. You're just kind of looking inside. My brother said to me once, you got to look inside your head, which sounds kind of weird, but you look inside and you just calm down. It's almost like you become one. It's the more you do it, the more you understand it. For you, it's art because that is your gift, Tracy. So that doesn't even surprise me that you say you get that way, drawing and doodling and that, because that's your gift, you know? So it just makes total sense to me. You know? And I personally just try to calm my mind. I just try to close off all thoughts and just listen to what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's almost, things come to me during that time. So it's just to be quiet. You know, you could do 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, whatever works for you. There's no like, okay, you got to do 15 minutes and 35 seconds. It's not that way. It's whatever works for you. You have to find what works for you. People say, well, what should I do? It's like, I don't know. I can tell you what worked for me, but I can't tell you what's going to work for you.
Right.
You know, you're a perfect example. You're an artist. For me, I like to doodle in that, but my doodles don't look like your doodles. You know, my art doesn't look like your art, but it's like, I can do that, but I don't know if I'd be at peace when I did it.
Well, it's funny. I'm looking at the comments, Cindy, and it's so funny. Hitomi said centering. I think that's a good word.
That's a good word.
Yeah, and I love, Lisa just wrote, inside my head is a scary place.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
And mine seems to be crowded with a bunch of people, and I try to eliminate them. But that is, I do have to say, I'm also one of those people who, there's some people who are very quiet and need quiet spaces. I'm the opposite. I need music in the background. I need music when I'm drawing. I need the TV. I mean, sometimes the music, the TV, and like a meditation tape could be playing in the background. But sometimes, like, I always have noise going on. And that, if I don't and it's too silent, I do go a little berserk. I think of Cindy in the morning like this.
No, no, that's not me. I don't do om. I don't do om. I don't om.
I need to interview Carl next time. No, like when the word meditation came up. Oh, do people still have audio? I noticed one person doesn't have audio, but it seems to be. Wait. Yeah, it seems to be working. Lisa, hit refresh. Oh, wait, Lisa can't hear me. Hit redial. No, I'm kidding. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. So everybody, Gail says in the 70s they called it zoning out, not passing out.
Yeah.
Okay, I do. Refresh maybe. Yeah, refresh. Thank you, Anne, for typing that. I have audio. Okay, I'm just making sure.
I love Anne, by the way. I love Anne, by the way. She's a charming lady.
Okay, good. Everybody can hear us. So one thing I'm going to say about this book, if you're ever looking for inspirational quotes, which it seems like everybody, or not everybody, a lot of people go to my website because I use my artwork and I put inspiring quotes with it, which I've been using yours lately. This book is full of them, and I'm just going to give a couple. Every single thing I highlighted was a quote. Every single thing. This one I love. Cindy knows my personal story. But the one thing, don't let anyone ever steal your joy, your love for life, or your passions. When you give that away, man alive.
Yep.
You've
lost total control. You've lost control if you give that away. Don't give it away.
Yeah.
You have control. At the end of the day, you have control no matter what happens. You have control. It's how you react to this craziness, which makes you you. So you can back up. I mean, you can be upset about something. We all get upset. But then you got to kind of just let that go, because you got to take the high road. You got to know what's good for you, and you got to react accordingly. Because you'll be known by the way you react. You know, we all, you know, people say, well, this person's so mean or whatever they are. They're saying a lot about themselves. If you watch people that are mean, they're like a little Looney Tune to me. It's like, why would you want to do that to somebody? I mean, really, why would you want to do that to somebody? There's no reason to be mean to someone, but they're out there all the time. We're in a country right now where we're seeing this disgusting, disgusting things, and it's like, why would you do that to someone? What in your mind made you think that was okay? But I don't know the reasoning, but we have to learn to love. We have to learn to be love.
And not give
Not
it away,
just
and
love.
not give something away that isn't returned. And people are, I love it. Lisa just said, I took it back. I took mine back too. I took it back. I earned it back. I worked really hard, and now I'm aware of it. And now I'm aware that nobody will ever take that away. And Loretta said that was the last thing my mom told me before she passed.
Oh wow!
Wow. I mean,
Wow! Wow!
and I think that, like, a lot of this stuff, in fact, I left this book on the treadmill for my daughter. A lot of this is what I want passed on to my daughter. And that's an important thing to know too. You can reclaim that stuff. All is not lost. And I'm an example of that. And you're looking at the person. Cindy knows me. I was crying in the closet, calling my dad, going, I can't even decide what to make for breakfast because I can't make a decision right now. And my dad was like, oh, I got a good idea. How about oatmeal? It's what I eat.
I love your dad.
Thanks for your help, Dad. A couple more quotes. Make the most of every minute. Value the time you have with people. Be in the moment and focus on them. I love that. Oh, hold on. I don't have time for you. Hold on. Stop talking. I'm kidding. The other one was a whole chapter name, which I feel like I do in my life. Live every day like your pants are on fire.
Well, that's kind of like don't waste any time. Live it like this is your last day here. Because if you live it like your pants are on fire, it's your last day here. Would you be doing what you did today if you knew this was your last day? Would you be doing that? Not that you won't do that kind of
I
stuff,
would
but
be
you got
saying,
to know
take this job and shove it. I don't work here no more.
You know what I mean.
But I would be here. I would be doing this.
I would be too.
Yeah.
This
So,
would be our swan song.
okay. You talk about something that really hit me, and oddly enough, it hit me on a day that I almost got hit by a hummingbird. A hummingbird came up because I did a tour of my backyard, and hummingbirds everywhere. One stopped and stared me in the eye, and I'm like, woo, hey. And I was like, oh, where's my camera? You talk about having a spirit animal, and I briefly spoke about that, and all of a sudden I got all these messages from people about the meaning of a hummingbird, and I have them everywhere. I love them. What is your spirit animal, and what does that mean to you? And I would love, while you're describing that, if you all have a spirit animal, please pop that in the comments. Go for it, Cindy.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be an animal. It's a spirit symbol. Okay.
Like a
so
spirit
mine
toilet seats?
No. No. Mine is white puffy clouds.
Oh.
Believe it or not. That's where I feel connected. I felt that since I was a little girl. And this might sound kind of weird, but I remember when my boys were little, I said to them, years from now, when we're not together, and you see those white puffy clouds, you think of me because I'm looking down at you.
Yeah, and I've
always
both. I said
connected.
Spirit animal. You're right. It's spirit symbol. Sorry. So keep going. Yes.
Spirit symbol. Yeah. But that's it was just always been a connection since I was a young kid, and I've always loved looking at the sky and seeing those clouds. And if you notice on my page, I post a lot of pictures of clouds.
Yes.
With quotes and stuff because it's just I just have a connection there. And I just remember saying that to my kids, and years later I thought, what a morbid thing to tell your children. But it was like, I want them to know that even like now we're not living near each other. They know if they look at those white puffy clouds, I'm thinking of them. There's something about those clouds.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't move to San Diego because we don't actually get a lot of clouds. You might have gone with Spirit Sun or no, I'm kidding.
You're killing me.
I'm so,
You're killing me, Smalls.
and I'm loving it. People are saying butterflies, rainbows, dragonflies, ravens. Oh my God, these are great. Hawks. Oh my God, I love that.
Yep.
I'm loving, yeah, and I misspoke. It's definitely not spirit animal. I had animals on my brain. It was spirit symbol, and she does talk about the symbolism of clouds, which I thought was really, really, really amazing. So, and it's funny, people are saying birds, and I'm not a bird lover, but I've got all these bird nests now, so I think I'm turning myself into a bird lover. so, um, So, okay, we already kind of talked about this, but I do love that you say life is going to have bad trials and bad moments, and some will last longer than others. Never lose hope. As long as you are alive, there is hope and things can change. Remember, you can change and grow and come out of this a better and stronger person. Um, I think sometimes as women, we get a little set and we feel like change isn't possible. Do you feel that way ever?
Well, I think I can't change you. I can't change my circumstances, but I can change me. I can always change. If there's something about me I don't like, I can change it. It's going to take work. It's going to take consistency, a lot of consistency to change anything. Whether you're trying to quit biting your nails, stop smoking, watch what you eat, whatever it is, that's a change. And as anyone knows that has stopped a bad habit, it's a lot of work. So if there's something about your personality that you just aren't happy about it, you know, I will say there was a time in my life when I was really angry with someone, and I didn't like that feeling I had, okay? There was such a bitterness in me, and that's just not me. I'm just not that person. So I remember, and again, it's about God, but that's me. I remember praying every night on my knees to ask God to take that out of my heart because I didn't like the person. I was fine until you mentioned that person, and then I was like, and I didn't like it. So I remember praying about it because it wasn't me, and I wanted to stop. And I'll tell you, it took quite a few months, almost a year probably. And I woke up one day, and it was like a light switch went off, and it was gone. You can say a person's name to me today, and I don't feel any ill will at all. In fact,
Yep.
I love them. There's nothing there anymore.
You almost thank them for, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be where you are now.
Yeah. And the growth process I went through, the fact that I went through that year of prayer to get stronger, was just like unbelievable. For me, it just brought me closer to God as well, because every night I'm saying, please help me get rid of this in my heart. But it took quite some time. But you know what? You got to be consistent with anything. You got to be consistent. But you can't change. If something you don't like, you can't change you. You can't change them, but you can change how you react to them. You can change how you approach that person. You can change everything, whether it's a person, a job, a situation, whatever it is. You have that power. Don't forget the power inside of you. We tend to be weak, and we shouldn't be weak. We're very strong people.
Yes.
Our minds are amazing. The power of our minds are amazing. People say, do you set an alarm? Like years ago when I had to get up for work, they go, do you set an alarm? I go, no. I just tell myself, wake up. And I go to bed, and I wake up at that time. It's just like your brain will do things.
Oh, my brain doesn't do that. I'm kidding.
Yes,
you know what my brain says? Hey, it's time for a glass of wine, woman. Get one. I'm kidding. So I love this. I'm glad. I feel like the feedback is great already. It's 6:00, but Carolyn said, Tracy, can the two of you have a weekly meet up for us? You two are great together.
Oh, I'd love it.
I always knew we were something. I just wasn't sure what it was.
You can take it on the road. Hey, we could be on TV.
Yeah, we're actually going to take this on the road together, and it's going to be the Cindy and Tracy show. I gave you the first props because Cindy...
You could have the first props.
Thank you so much. No, you take it. Okay, I'll take it.
No, you have it.
So, back to what we were just saying, and one thing that really popped into my brain when you said this, because so much pops into my brain, is I remember my counselor, maybe that was God at the time, saying, what is the opposite of love? And of course, because I answer everything, hate. I just go, boom, hate. And she said, no, guess again. And I'm like, I had no clue. And she said, indifference. And she said, when you hit indifference, and I will say that this has to do with an ex.
Right.
So I'm going to be specific. Nobody has to be specific. And there was a lot of, I really, not hate, because I don't really have, like you said, I don't really have hate or revenge built in. I just don't. I just am mad that I react the way I react because this person is the way they are. I'm mad at me. But when...
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but when the counselor put it into those words, and the day I went, oh my God, I just really don't care. It was like a whole light bulb went off and said, yeah, I really don't care. Oh my God, go on, go do great things. Get out of my little world. I'm good. I'm not going to allow you to spin in my world. So that was something that I really connected with in your book. So thank you for that. And I'm sure...
don't let anyone take up your headspace. Don't put anybody in your headspace.
I am booked up here. We have got reservations for 6 years up here. We're over capacity. There's no more room. Right now I have a sign on my head that says, sorry, Mary, no more room at the inn. You're going to have to go to the manger in the back.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, so the one thing that people might be wondering, but they're really not, because now they're asking us to have a weekly meetup, talk about the show. Buy the book, people, buy the book. No.
Buy the book.
I really do want you to connect through this book, and it can be your own personal connection, but your book, so I want to talk about how your book, this is so funny, the one thing Cindy talks about is connecting the dots. And I have felt such a major disconnect, and I think going through life's obstacles, potholes, craters, whatever you want to call them, I have felt so disconnected. And then I was talking to Cindy, and she said something about when the dots start connecting, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I just started noticing things, like reading the book and noticing my spirit hummingbird, and then this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and my membership doubled. My message, like all of a sudden it was like all the things I believe in here, I was starting to let out, and it was like a connection of dots. So tell me what it means to you, or what you mean when you say connecting the dots.
It's just to be aware that your life is moving in a certain pattern, and if you connect those dots, you'll see God's hand in your life. As you just said, it's like all of a sudden, and you got to stop and reflect. Reflection is in that book. You have to stop and reflect sometimes, because you'll miss those dots. There's things that happen. Like I made a call the other day for a business call, right, about I forgot what it was, but I'm on hold forever. And the guy finally gets on the phone and he says, sorry you were on hold. And I said, oh, that's fine. I was reading a book. My book. and he goes, oh.
I was studying for my interview on Wednesday, and I had to remember what I wrote.
This was before I knew about the interview. And I said, my book. And he goes, because I still go to my book, believe it or not. There's days I pick up that book and I'll read it, because there's things in that book that just cemented further in me. Like, we all need to work on it. It's not like, okay, I read this book once and I'm done. I don't have to worry about it anymore. You have to keep going to it. It's almost like a reference book. That's how I think of it.
Yeah, but it's also going to be it's going to be only part 1, because I know there's a part 2. It has to be a part 2.
Somewhere, yeah. But I was telling him that I was reading my book. So then I said, I don't know, do you believe in God? He said, yes. And we had this long conversation, like not about business, about God. And he was saying how he connects the dots and all this stuff. And I was just like, what? That was a dot for me. That morning, and I said to him before we hung up, I called you because you were there, and you answered because I called. It was just like God put that out there for both of us. We both needed it that day.
So that's ironic, because I was on hold with that same guy, took an extra 30 minutes, and I was disconnecting the dots and was super upset with you. Kidding.
I love you. You're so funny. You are so good.
Lady, stop talking, please. I'm kidding. Oh my God. So this is something that I think with art journaling, and you talked about this. On a daily basis, you said, life isn't meant to be lived all comfy and cozy. It's meant to learn, be daring, try new things, reach further than you think you can. And that connects with me because in art or when you're teaching, when you sit down with somebody, the first thing I always hear is what they cannot draw or what they cannot do. I cannot draw a stick figure. And I look at people and I actually say, when was the last time you actually had a desire to draw a stick figure? And they're like, oh. But you talk about that, and it connected with me because I'm with, especially like with my membership, because we have art challenges and techniques and these little light bulbs and dots get connected. I'm always asking people to do something that's way out of their comfort zone. And I think that's the best thing I ever hear is when people go, I can't believe I drew that. I can't believe I drew that. I'm like, well, I wasn't.
I don't know what you do. You don't know until you try. And what are you going to lose? They're not going to shoot you. And that was the whole thing with the gut. Like, I'd listen to my gut. I'd walk down driveways of strangers in strange areas. I was even in my own neighborhood. And I would walk down the driveway and start talking to somebody. You know, they could have shot me for all I knew, but I just felt compelled by my gut to do this. And I'll tell you, I was never once rejected. You know, stop laughing.
I'm just laughing because I think now there's people along the streets in your surrounding neighborhoods that are like, oh, here she comes again. Somebody get a grocery bag so she can help take it in. It shuts her up really fast. Oh my God, here she comes. Give her something to do. Have her water a plant.
It's not like that. Oh my God. Oh, you're so awful. It's not like that. It's not like that.
No, and you actually are one of the people that I've looked to and I've called and sorry, look at this. I'm the world's worst interviewer. Well, and you just hit on it too, because what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I always tell people, what's going to happen if you draw on a piece of paper and it's not that great? What did the paper cost you? 0.03 cents? I'll mail it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen to you. Like nothing. You got to take a chance because you don't grow. You cannot grow if you live all comfy and cozy. You got to go outside your comfort zone. You got to expand your horizons. Like you can't just stay here in a niche because you'll never do anything. You know, when I was younger, I would change jobs every 3 years because it was like I learned everything I had to learn, and I was like, okay, I need to go on and learn something else. I want to try a different field. I want to try something different because it was just part of me, but I grew so much through that. You know, I lived in Missouri for a while. I lived in Kentucky for a while. I'm back in Ohio. And it's just like, I can't tell you how good all of that was.
How is the pole dancing working out that you're now doing?
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, I have singles and $10 bills. Whew, baby.
Coming out your ears.
Oh, I can buy a house now.
See,
on the Riviera.
If we didn't do this live, I'd have to edit all this stuff out.
You would. How about you? How you doing with it? You're my grasshopper. How you
Excuse me. Just so you all know, how would I be as a pole dancer? I will tell you, this woman has slept in my bed and nursed me back to health. I had an accident on this was so wasn't the irony? I was teaching how to be a good teacher. The night before I fell, cracked my noggin open. I still have the scar. And so we had to extend our trip. Long story short, she had to stay with me. But the ironic part about that whole deal was my class was how to be a good teacher. So the next day or when I got home, I had to email them and say the first step of being a good teacher is to show up and not crack your head open. So
That was a crazy time.
myself and pole dancing, mm-mm.
Probably not, no.
I am the most clumsy person you'll ever meet in your life. Okay, oh my God. So it's 6:11. I do want to ask if there's questions. First off, I want to end this. I don't want to end it. I have so much more to say, but I will touch on this real quick, and then I want to finish it with the word be, because you talk about all the things you should be, and I love that. But one thing that you do, and I have implemented, is a daily gratitude thing.
Oh, amen. Huge.
I'm asking
Huge
you,
game changer.
could you fill in the blanks a little bit?
It's a huge game changer to do a gratitude journal. Your life, you cannot be depressed and grateful at the same time. They can't coexist. So if you give gratitude, give thanks every day and write it, there's something about writing it down. You cannot be in a bad mood. They just can't coexist if you're thankful. And you'll see more things to be thankful for the longer you keep the journal.
Well, and I started one, and we're going to talk about this book. It's actually a future. I shared this with Cindy. Somebody connecting the dots. Somebody gifted this book to me. Andy, my friend Andy, gifted this book to me while I was reading your book, and the dots all started connecting. So, and this one is as simple as just a half a page. And I choose to write mine in the morning because I feel like it just starts my day. Whereas maybe if I finished my day and it was hectic, I probably could have do it 2 times a day, but now it's my daily habit. So we're going to talk about this book in a future thing. But Cindy's also going to come up with a workbook at some point because I told her she has to. Okay, Cindy, anything that I didn't ask you and you want to share?
I want to share one more thing is about listening to what you say to yourself, your self-talk. Your self-talk can be so damaging to you that you have to listen what you're saying in here. And if you don't like what it is, you got to think of it this way. What I say to myself, what I say to someone I love, if I have a child, would I say what I just said to myself to that kid? If you wouldn't say it to them, then you shouldn't be saying it to you. And you got to change that. Because as a child, we've heard no. There was a study that you heard no, I don't know how many more times than you hear yes as a child, growing up your first 5 years. But you have to change that. You have to change, you have to and again, you have that power. It's going to take work, but you got to change this. When you hear yourself saying that garbage, stop and say, would I say that to my kid, or would I say that to my mother, or my spouse, or my friend? You wouldn't say that kind of stuff. So why are you saying it to you? You have to love yourself, and not love yourself like, baby. You got to love yourself, like really care about you in order to care about others. You have to know your value, your worth, to be able to give that out. You can't give what you don't have. And this book, I'm hoping people get it because it helps them see their worth, their value, define their purpose here on earth, because we all have a purpose. Oh, we were all created for a purpose.
We didn't even hit on purpose.
And if you find your purpose, you will see when you work on your purpose, God already gave you those gifts to succeed in it. So it's like a no-brainer. Once you find it and you know this is my purpose, you will see that it all just falls into place.
It's okay. And we didn't even touch on purpose because talking about connecting the dots for the first time in my life. And I remember thinking this as I was younger, maybe younger, like, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to be this happy. I don't deserve this. I remember thinking that in my head. And now I kind of go, wait a minute, you really deserve this. Oh, is that me? No. Is that you? Are we there? Uh-oh. Did we disconnect? No? Are you still there, Cindy? Oh, reconnect. This is your port. Hold on. Don't leave. Oh, there you are. You're back. Oh, thank God.
I'm back.
That you really, now I have so much in my brain, but you have to come back. People are saying, will you come back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you can say whatever you like.
I want to say that for everyone listening, Tracy's an amazing lady. And Trace, I'm telling you, from the moment I met you, I feel totally blessed. And for you to be so psyched about my book, I mean, you have given me so much just by your excitement, even before today. I thank God for you every day. You are such a strong woman, such an amazing friend that, I mean, anybody that knows you will say that. Yeah.
I didn't tell her to say that.
But you know how I feel about you. I mean,
No, I
just
don't.
think
No, I don't.
okay, I think the world of you. You are just awesome. Let me go like this.
I don't have to worry about talking to myself because all I do is call you and say, hey, could you talk to me and tell me how great I am? Hey, I need a little pick-me-up today. Oh, my God. You know what?
And it's not necessary to say how great you are. Just don't say how bad you are when you self-talk. You
I'm
know
just
what I
loving
mean?
it, though, the comments.
Give
And
yourself a bunch of-
just so you know, Cindy's going to go back. I told her not to look at the comments while it was going because, you know, we were talking about the interview, and I wanted her to look at everybody saying, don't make Tracy cry. Oh, you guys, it's really great. Oh, we're getting lots of hearts. Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh.
I hate freaking you. I knew you would make me cry. You made me lose my train of thought. But Cindy is going to go back and read the comments. So, and I do want to open this up for the next, you know, we'll take it to the full hour. I'm sure Cindy doesn't want to go to bed. She's got her pajamas probably right underneath that shirt. Come on, Carl, let's go. She literally said to me, now what time is this? It would be 8:30 my time. I'm like, what?
You know, I go to bed at 9:30, right? 9:30. I'm in bed. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning.
Okay, Cindy has approximately 5 more minutes before she has to go to bed. I do want to hear feedback. I do want to hear any questions, and I'm going to read a couple things. Deborah said, please come back. Yes, I'm blessed with Tracy also. I didn't really, oh, she touches many lives. Okay, I didn't really plan on reading. Ooh, hold on. Let me just keep reading stuff about me. Great job, Cindy. What a great friendship. Yeah, I really would love to hear your feedback on whether you liked this type of personal development live. I feel like Cindy, first off, I wasn't really worried about Cindy and I being able to do this. So I felt like we could have filled up 6 hours. And
True.
The good thing is when we're
all night.
Now you have to come out and we actually have to do a pajama party without my head cracked open. Wouldn't that be fun?
Wouldn't that be fun? No blood allowed.
No blood.
Only red
No
wine.
washing my hair under a Band-Aid. That would be so fun.
Oh, the memories. Oh. The memories of taking care of you.
Oh my gosh. So we do have a question. Love the live format. We do have a question. Does Cindy art journal?
I don't.
No.
You know what I've been thinking though? Seriously, I need to see because I think there's a little bit of an artist in me, and I need to tap into that.
You know what you should do? Go out of your comfy zone.
I know.
Okay, I'm going more hits on the pajama party, and I'm wondering how many guys are like, yeah, pajama party. Yeah, I'd like you two hot chicks to do a pajama party.
Uh-oh. Bring the pole.
We have another one. Pool party in my backyard. Yeah, I'm not wearing a bikini. I'm not wearing any bathing suit.
Bathing suit. I'll put my jammies on, but no bathing suit.
I will wear
mine either long sleeves.
My jammies from head to toe, like right here, but I'm not putting a bathing suit on. No. Okay, I want to read something to end this. Okay, first off, I'm going to put this to YouTube.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it was so horrible and accidentally say, nope, not putting this to YouTube. No. I'm also going to change the description and make sure that your book link is in there. And I'm also going to supply all of Cindy's contact information to connect with her email. It's right on the back page, but that will all be on my Facebook page when we're done. The name of the book is God Uttering Truths. And Instagram, she's on Instagram, she's on Twitter, she's on Facebook, she's on most of your daily porn channels too. I'm kidding. She is not. My mother watches these the next day, just so you know, and she's like, I can't.
Oh, see how she talks to me, Mom? Check that out. I would never say such a thing.
I am going to tell you this. I'm going to end with this, and I love this. When I say be, what things do you encourage people to be? And it's on page 46, and you have about 10 things. If you don't know the answers, I'll read them for you.
I got them right here.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn it, I sent her the notes.
Well, let me see. I'm a good student too, as well. Basically, what I was saying here with all the B's, be silly, be fun, be loving. Basically, be yourself. If you're a silly person, be a silly person. Don't let other people intimidate you and not be who you are. If you're shy, be shy. It's okay. It's not everybody's goofy. Everybody's got a beauty about them, and if you're yourself, you will shine. However you are, you will shine. And you just need to be true to yourself and be you. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be somebody else. Just be you, because you were made beautiful. And you need to understand that and get to know yourself and see the beauty you have inside you and share it with others. Because in the end of the day, when we're not here any longer, how do you want to be remembered? You want to be remembered as someone who made a difference, that encouraged someone, that helped somebody, that gave compassion, that was there for them. That's what I want. I want people to remember me and think, man, I really miss her because she was always there for me. She was the one that I could go to. I want people to know, to say, Cindy was love. She just loved people, because I do love people, and I don't want to hurt anyone. And if I hurt someone, it's totally not intentional, because I don't want to do that. And I just want people to see their full potential, because you have so much in you. I have a friend in Kentucky who was going through a divorce when I met her, young girl, like my children's age. And she was just so upset. And I said to her, just be true to yourself. Don't play that game cat and mouse with the guy. Don't go down that road. Take the high road. Do what's right. Put your kids first. Think how everything you do affects your children, and do that. And keep the relationship for your kids with him, because it's important for them. Don't let that hatred go against the kids. Don't use the kids as a tool. And I'll tell you what, this young girl thanked me one day, and I said to her, it wasn't me. You had it in you. You just needed someone to point it out. And that's just basic. We have so much goodness in us. She's a wonderful woman. I'm going to mention her name, Vanessa. I just love her. Love her to pieces. She's such a strong lady. And she thanked me, and I was like, no, you had it, honey. I just pointed it out to you. I just made sure you got it. And today, she is the happiest. Her family, she's been blessed beyond compare. And I couldn't be happier for her if she was my own kid. I mean, it's just amazing the power we have inside of us.
Oh, I need a cigarette. So I'm going to finish this by saying, first off, thank you for your friendship. I love you. That's another thing. And one thing I really got from that book was taking that opportunity to say something to somebody when you mean it and you want to say it. I also have a saying that, and I will never forget this, like, nobody's ever going to put baby in the corner. Not happening. And you talk about, like, you put one thing you say is someone who makes others smile. I always, especially because I work with a bunch of guys, so sometimes going in with the authoritative, I'm the head, in charge, is not how I approach life. It's really like today I had a real big problem with a company that I haven't paid one bill since last year, not because we don't pay our bills. Their billing was wrong. But I got the most joyful person on the phone. And I said, man, I got the right person. Okay, this was after the guy you spoke to. No. Long story short, we were just laughing. And I said, I don't want to be upset with you. I just want to pay my bill. And I just want it to be the right amount. And we laughed. And she said, I feel like I'm leaving this phone call with a smile. And you'll say, be someone who makes others smile. And sometimes life is uncomfortable and you have to talk about uncomfortable things, or you have to, be authoritative at work. And I always walk in, and the guys at work now say to me, she jokes a lot, but we know when she jokes and she's serious. Because if she stops joking, we may not have a job anymore.
And you know what? You should have fun regardless what you do. That's another thing. You should always have fun. My brother Frank always taught me that. When we were young, we used to have to wash windows. We did all. My mother had free slave labor there, and we would do stuff. But he always would say, "You got to do it anyway. Let's make it fun." We would laugh. I mean, I would laugh so hard. One time he was on the roof trying to get back in. I had to lift the window. I was laughing too hard to lift the window, and he was stuck outside. And because he was making me laugh, acting like he was going to fall, and I thought it was funny. But I mean, you got to make things fun, because if you don't, it just made the work better. You didn't even know you were working because you were having so much fun. And that's something I love about you, because you are like that. Sometimes people think you're not working because you're laughing all the time, but it's like, hey, I get my job done. I just have more fun than you do.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Oh, you're getting lots of hearts and thumbs up. You really are.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, I'm going to cry.
So, Cindy, I will have you back, but you will write another book.
Okay.
I just, hold on. I'm meditating. Okay, no. Oh, I know you're going to write another book. The other thing is, on my bucket list has been writing a book and my dad always says, when are you going to write the book? And I'm like,
yep.
He always says that. He'll end a conversation and go, when are you going to write the book? So I want to commend you, my friend, who did that, who did exactly that. When she told me she was writing the book, I said, tell me the day it came out. No, wait a minute. Didn't it come out on my birthday too? Done connection.
Give it up. Give it up.
It did.
Give it up.
It did come out on my birthday. And it was weird because I talked to her in April about, sometimes I'll call her and then I'll hang up the phone and go, oh, by the way, next time we'll talk about you. See you later. Next time it's your turn. But she told me about the book. We talked about it because actually it connected to everything we were talking about. And she said, oh, I'm gonna write, my book's coming out. It's coming out sometime end of April, beginning of May. I said, oh, make it May 4th. That's just a great day. It's my birthday. And ironically, it came out on my birthday on May 4th. So I think
connect that dot, baby. Connect that dot.
Connect that dot. So on that note, we would like to thank you. Cindy, I'll call you right after this is done, just so we can laugh some more. But do you want to just say thanks to everybody?
I do. Absolutely. I was going to ask you. Thank you so much for tuning in, for buying my book, for giving me your time, because time is the most precious commodity you can give somebody. So for you to take your time and listen to us and just be there, be present, means the world to me. And I feel sometimes like my heart could burst, because I'm so blessed that God has just blessed me beyond compare. And every one of you watching, know that I'm blessed by you. And okay, I'm done.
Okay, we're going to go. We're going to hang up. Thank you so much, my friend. I love you. I love all of you guys. And thank you. I will be back next Wednesday. I will have a relaxed look. I will not look like this. Also, I will have a string full of topics that just are coming up, and everybody is saying worth every minute. Very inspiring. We love you, Cindy. We can feel your heart. God love you. No crying. This has been an awesome hour. Blessings to you both. Night to you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll do this again. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.